I found $3,000 worth of audio equipment for 300 bucks. What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? I was searching on Facebook Market last night and this popped up because I've been searching for car audio so much. And how many of you know what this is? That's the Big Daddy Holy Grail. These are the amps that everybody wants when they're going old school. They're worth an extreme amount of money. Both of them, $350 to $450 a piece, depending on condition. And these are in like new condition. I mean, they don't get any cleaner. The bottoms of them are perfectly clean. This box is made for the back of a, I believe, a 95 Eclipse or 98, I don't know, but it was in an Eclipse, and it was actually a lady that owned it. I found it for sale for 200 bucks just for the 2 amps, and I could kind of see, like, he took the picture and it was like, you know, that, and I saw one sub and they were, I've cleaned this, I cleaned it all up already. They looked rough when I got them. I mean, there was dust piled up. They got taken out of the car probably 10 years ago, 11 years ago, when we're sitting in a heated barn, thank God, up in the rafters on the 2nd story. And they were all in the box like this. I pulled these out just to kind of show, you know, the condition of these old Hyphonic Zeus, Power from the Gods subs, 410s. Those alone, those were top of the line subs back then. And these amps were so expensive then, they're still so expensive now. This was probably, well, he told me when he met his girlfriend, she had him in her car. Like, probably the coolest chick in the world if she had a system like this in her car, honestly. So I was like, what's the story with it, you know? It was completely dusty and ugly. The chrome came clean. But he said, yeah, I met my girlfriend, or my wife, and she had this in her Eclipse, and then when she sold it, he said he took it all out, and it's been sitting ever since. It came with gold-plated battery terminals, all Phoenix gold, heavy gauge wire. I mean, the biggest speaker wires ever, and everything's there. It was, I took it all apart. All the wires were coming out of here, and the amps were hooked up. So I took them all off and I cleaned them up. But I mean, I can't handle it. You do not find this every day. This is one of those things that it's just amazing. I could put both these amps on eBay for $350 a piece and they'll sell just because they're, you know, they're in such nice condition. So it's crazy. Now I'm at the dilemma because this amp will run at 1 ohm. It's 1,000 watts RMS at 1 ohm. This one will actually run at half ohm, which is crazy. There's a switch on the back you can switch it to for if you're running a half ohm. They had that running to the mids and highs, and they had that running to the 4 10-inch subs. I'm anxious to see what this thing sounds like, so we're gonna hook it up in the Jeep and we're gonna listen to these things. They're all in great working order. There's no crunchiness. I mean, it literally got pulled out of a car and put up in an upstairs of a barn and sat. Never wet, never nothing, just really dusty. That's just crazy. I'm trying to figure out a way to get these dang, they must have had a kid and pushed on all the centers of the subs. It is what it is, you'll have that. But the box has got 4 ports. There's 2 chambers, 2.5 cubic feet each, so those things are gonna hit pretty good. Right now, I wanna get this amp hooked up and I wanna hear them. We'll get all these hooked up running at 2 1 ohm stations. This box here will wire these 2 together and shoot a wire out at 1 ohm. Do the same with these at 1 ohm. And this is a 2-channel amp, so 1 ohm there, 1 ohm there. We should be getting, you know, 1,000 watts. I looked at the gains. The gains are only up 1/4 of the way. These subs are, I think, 300 to 400 watts a piece. Dual voice coil, so that's nice. But yeah, so this thing has never even been beat on. I can't imagine a universe where a chick would go drop $3,500 on car audio. I asked, I said, well, dang, what kind of Eclipse was it? He said it was a show car. Definitely was a show car. But yeah, this whole top panel, this comes off, and then you've got a square box underneath. So basically it just went in the trunk of an Eclipse, and that was the top beauty panel. This is all built nice, and whoever did it did a good job. You can see I missed the dust in a couple fins. I'll have to get in there and clean that up, but I mean, we cleaned them up. This is the extent of the damage on them. That was on there, so they must have had something in their trunk. Who knows? But holy grail of car audio right there. You do not see these. I mean, these are reference series amps. So it's the reference 1000S and the reference 405. So I'm happy. I cannot wait to get this hooked up, hear it in the Jeep. I want to push these things. They haven't ran in probably 15 years. I'm excited. Let's do it. You guys, it's hooked up and it's working. Nice. But check this out. So I'm over here, you know, about to wire these subs in, and no lie, I'm like, what is that down there? And there is literally dead animal carcasses. Wow. She's been here for a while. There's one there and another one there. A family of dead mice. Nothing in this one. So we're gonna vacuum this out. You can see his whole design. Port, sub, you know, 4 ports, 4 subs. But yeah, that's a dead mouse. Body. Oh, there's still some, is that skin on there? Yuck. Alright, let's vacuum it out. Alright, beauty ring's off. Crazy part is the ports were attached to the beauty ring that came off. That wasn't screwed down or nothing. The subs were screwed to it. I guess maybe the screws went through the subs and screwed that down and held these down, but they had to have always vibrated in there, I would think. But that's what the box looks like. Basically, you know, square box, 4 ports, 4 10s with an amp rack. There was a total of 4 dead mice in here. So I was vacuuming, like, how did they get in here? Well, this thing was sitting up in a thing for 15 years. Mice got up here, fell down in the hole. There were subs in there. And there was no way out. That's a slow, nasty, painful death. I feel bad for the mice. All 4 of them. 1 in here, 3 in there. That side, I wonder if, you know, if they were all 3 alive at once, or if he fell in there and saw his dead uncle. Never know. But, you know, that's why it says, power from the gods and dead mice souls. This should slam. In theory, this thing's gonna get down. We're gonna re-glue the carpet. I wanna hear it. Let's get this hooked up. You can see the rivet that holds these on looks like, let's see where you at, looks like that. I don't know if it rattled off or busted off on a couple of them. So I got some 30-minute epoxy going on these. We'll see how that sets up, and then once it sets up, we'll get back to putting them in. We don't want to put it in with the leads coming off the spider, hanging with the wires. We'll have a bunch of dead subs. We don't want that. Alright, while that's drying, just check out all the wires I got. I got probably 30 feet of 12 gauge oxygen free copper wire. Got the gold plated battery terminals. Got a whole setup, so if I ever did want to run a second battery, there it is. High-end monster cables. Got those running to an amp. Just all kinds of stuff for 300 bucks. You can't beat it. you know? I put 30-minute epoxy on here and I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting. And I want to kind of make sure none of these others are gonna flop off, you know? Like that one. We don't want that to come off inside there while that's vibrating, because then our speaker wires will be hanging from these two leads. From these two leads down here, and we don't want that. So I'll keep an eye on it. Most likely gonna get this in the box, hear it, hook it to that amp over there, and see what it does, and then we'll pull it back out, and maybe I'll epoxy that. I don't know, maybe I'll separate them into 2 sets of 2, you know what I mean? I've got that black 10-inch box right there, so 2 could go in that. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but hardest part's selling this stuff. You know, I've always wanted one of the old school Soundstream amps. Now I have 2 of them. I love the old school subs. I mean, they're, just look at them. Old Zeus series ones, Power of the Gods. Back when Hyphonics was Hyphonics, you know, back when Soundstream was Soundstream. Now you buy a Soundstream amp and they're junk. So it is what it is. Cannot wait to hear this. Waiting patiently. See you in a minute. And there you have it. 4 subs, 2 wires out. So we wired these 2 in series down to 1 ohm. Boom, coming out in 1 wire. The other 2, 1 ohm, coming out in 1 wire. We'll run it on 2 channels. Since it's a big amp, it can take it. And yeah, I'm ready. It's almost too late to run it, but we can get it hooked up for tomorrow. Look at my garage. Britt's parents are moving into that new house that we were building, and they've just given us all kinds of stuff, so it's wound up everywhere. Now I really need to clean my garage. Got some sweet golf cart tires though. Nice little rims. So that would be cool. Maybe I'll build something with those out of the bike that I said I was going to start a long time ago, but never did. So yeah. Either way, I'm going to try to get these things hooked up in here, at least get the box in there, and then we'll see how they do. I think we're going to face that forward over the amps. Well, yes, because of the speaker wire, so I'll face that in towards the amps. And we'll see what this thing does blowing up. Next day, epoxy's all dry. Amp is in here. This thing's only turned up maybe a quarter of the way, and it's pushing these things almost right out of the box. I think these boxes are too big for them. I don't know how they sounded back in the day, but I mean, these are good subs. I know they slammed. So we'll get this thing turned on, see what we can do with them. I did just check this out. I woke up this morning and I saw this as I woke up for 50 bucks. 2 super awesome Rockford Fosgate subs. They need new surrounds, but either way, sell those for $6 a piece. I mean, coils are tight. We're good to go on there. Best part though, came with the Rockford 500S amp. Check this beast out. 500S, that's an awesome amp. It's Punch series. These things are, that right there is worth $100 all day long. And then I got the 2 subs that I can rebuild and play with, 2 10s. But now, until I'm done, you know, getting those 2 10s done, I've got another box here. So here's one 10-inch box. Here's another 10-inch box. So if I want to separate these 4 subs, I can do that. You know what I mean? I can put 2 in one box, 2 in another, and I can sell this box, which is too big for these, to someone that's got different 10s. You know what I mean? The box will sell for $40 all day long. It's got an amp rack on it. So there's that. Or I thought about, you know what? I thought about keeping this thing because you know, it's the dream amp. But if I put them both back on here, post this for $600, then, you know, this is going for $350 on eBay. The 405S is going for $350 on eBay. You know, $600 would be $100 cheaper. Plus, they'd get free subs. Plus, I'd make $300. You know what I mean? And then I will have turned $20 into $600 plus that. How could you lose? So that's my thought pattern. I'm trying not to get attached to anything like that amp, which I kind of am. So I need to get moving on that. Get that thing posted and off it. I can easily get $600 for that setup right now, today, especially to a collector with the condition they're in. And then I have these. I could sell this amp for, I could sell this setup the way it is for $100. I went and bought it for $50. You know what I mean? So if you really look at it, we turned $20 into this and that. All that graveyard. I've got amps, I got stuff laying around. It's just all the extra that comes with this stuff for $20 in a week. In 1 week, I will have turned $20 into $600, $750 all day long. And we had fun doing it because we got to play with audio. We got to freaking, you know, do stuff I love. So I'm really anxious to get these surrounds bought, surround those subs and hear those. Not often you get the matching amp to the subs. So I'm excited. I'm super stoked. Super stoked about this. I want to play with this a little bit more. But I think what I'm going to do is just post it all. I got pictures of both amps on here with this cleaned up. $600. Take it off my hands. You know what I mean? Why not? Just look at this thing though. It's so beautiful. Such a nice amp. And it literally, gains are just down. Subs can't handle them. I was wanting to get some really big subs and see what this thing sounded like on them. Because there's no turning it up with these at all. Let me get some pictures taken. Let me get this set up. Let me get it online. We'll start this thing up and try to see what we can do. Got the box cleaned out. Got the surrounds off these so they're ready to go. Just need to get on Amazon and buy, I don't know, what is that, 1.5 inch? So 1.5 inch rubber surround. I think I'm gonna unhook 2 of those Hyphonic Zeus's. I'm gonna put them in here. See what they sound like. They're gonna sound better in a tighter box, a sealed enclosure, because they can't just flop. If you picture, you know, you got your sub. When the box is not sealed, it can move and just push air in and out. But when it's sealed, there's, you know, it's compressing the air inside there. So old school subs are more made for sealed enclosures and smaller enclosures. New school subs are real stiff, lots of spiders, because they're made for, you know, ported enclosures. They're made to not move up and down as much. So I'm excited, man. And honestly, I've never fixed a subwoofer until 2 weeks ago when we fixed those sundowns. I mean, those ones, the magnets were completely separated. They tore them down to nothing and rebuilt them all from scratch, and they worked. And now I'm just hooked. You know, Men out there, learn to fix things. I've never fixed speakers before in my life up until 2-3 weeks ago. And now I'm just fixing them left and right, making money. So never be scared of anything. Always just learn to fix things and, you know, try it. You're gonna fail, and if you fail, you'll be better at it next time. I'm gonna get these surrounds on here. Actually, I don't want those resting on there because these surrounds, we gotta keep this perfectly centered. And I'm gonna have to come up with a whole process to do that. I think what I'll do is glue this, and then, you know, because it's sitting center because of the spider in here, and then I'll just put glue around here, and I'll just, you know, set it down where it lays. Try not to disturb that coil, because basically this is a small one, but basically that's down in there. Cone's glued to it. You can see where it was glued before. And, you know, it goes up and down. So if it's in there crooked, it's going to be scraping. Get over here. So, got to keep those straight. But, I mean, I haven't failed yet. I haven't lost. I got them for 50 bucks. They're freaking subs I've wanted forever. I love the old Rockford Fosgate subs. We got the amp in the pile of amps and stuff. So, this bad boy right here is really what I was buying. Got those for free in the box. I'm happy. All right, we're in an undisclosed location in Mexico, and let's see if these work. Some DJ Magic mic on. Yeah, I don't like them ports. I wish they were longer. You can hear air coming out of them. Look at them things jump though. Alright, let's shut the back gate, see what it does. Now we'll get some bass. Yeah. They're moving some air. Oh. You know what I should do? What? Feel the Bass by DJ Magic Mike. Here we go. This is 2 1-ohm channels. There we go. Wow! Jesus. We were making so much racket that my power wire out of this amp popped out. I don't have an Allen on me, but these things were throwing down. For an amp that can handle 2 1-ohm loads, that's pretty amazing. I mean, and it's turned maybe a quarter of the way up. That thing's got 75% more power. Definitely can't throw them at these ones. These things are throwing down. So for 300 bucks, it's worth well over 600 to a collector or anybody looking on eBay. I looked at these amps on eBay and they've all got 25-30 watchers. Not gonna have a problem selling any of this. I'm kind of getting attached to this one. I might want it because I love the 1-ohm loads. You're unlimited as to what you can wire to this. I keep running into problems because this is a 2-ohm stable amp. It won't play at 1 ohm because it's not built as good. So when I get 2 4-ohm subs, you can only wire them to 4 ohm or 1 ohm. You cannot get 2 ohm. So I'm limited as to how I can wire. This one, I'm limitless. I love it, and there's no way I'd ever need more power. If you've got 1,000 RMS on anything, it's gonna be getting down. So yeah. All right, well, let's head back home so I can get these wires tightened up in here. I don't want to play anything and have this much voltage in and out, shutting things off. Not good for it. Let's get back to the house. But it does work good. All right, we're back home. We pulled out and there are cops rolling by. I'm pretty sure someone called. Even though we went to a obscure place and played it. People just don't like this stuff where I live. But for the most part, to sum it all up, we turned $20 into this, the other Soundstream amp in the house, Now we've got these, which are going for $128 a piece, which they will be working. Stay tuned. We'll get something in that box. Come back. You can see me. I'm going to clean my garage, and then we've got to work on this red truck. My dad bought this real cheap, and he managed to get the title in his name before this whole shutdown. So there's a little bit of work that's got to do to it. He's still working. He's actually working more hours now because of this Corona thing. So I'm going to end up doing it. Basically, the fuel sending unit isn't working. We've got, well, it's locked. We got a new one in there, and we're going to drop that tank and fix that. You can see these kids are bored now. They're taping sleds to skateboards. It's getting bad, guys. It's getting bad around here. But garage definitely needs to be cleaned. My whole subwoofer speaker pile is getting bad. If you liked what you saw, or if you liked Soundstream, or if you liked any old school audio, let me know what it is, man. You will get my gears going. I love this stuff, and I'm playing every day and I'm making money. You know, if you had 20 bucks, what would you flip? And how much do you think you could turn it into in 1 week? I'd say turning 20 into 600. Plus 700, honestly, once this stuff is gone, or once I do what I'm doing with it. I'm probably going to keep that Soundstream amp, I don't know, but I still got that kicker amp, which is worth, I don't know, $150 minimum. It's going for $279 everywhere else, so get rid of that kicker amp. Well, we got options, guys, we got options. So thanks for watching. Remember to come back. Hope you're all safe in this quarantine. You want to see a Chevy truck get worked on the next video, come back, subscribe, click the bell, do what you want. Peace.